Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My thanks to CMD for inviting me and for compliments to him. Wonderful program. I missed the earlier year's program. I'm delighted to be here. I have never spoken on non-clinical subjects till today. It's the first time I'm speaking on how to make a hospital because and I choose to speak. Normally I refuse. I said with the experience that I have in making a super specialty hospital, I call it the first because whatever super specialty hospital we have today in Guwahati are renamed of the old hospitals, and I'm very blunt and frank here when I say that. I have been a surgeon, and even today I have surgery lined up today, and after leaving the job, it was much easier for me to take a hotel, which I bought this one, and convert it into a 50-bed hospital. It took me just few months, about maybe 5 months, to convert the marriage halls into operation theaters and ICUs, and the rooms were all ready, so it was much easy. But then I felt that although patient comes on the basis of your name, that you have a good hospital, a good surgeon, or a good doctor, or a good intense ICU, but they also look at the ambience, the aesthetics, the decor, the comfort, the air, the overall comfort they look at. And that's why these specialty hospitals, like the ones which I have shown here, are doing so good. They are one of the best in Asia. The Indian hospitals are said to be the best in Asia. I feel that we need such hospitals if we have to stop some of the patients who are going out of the state for treatment. The patients who are going out of the state are cardiac patients, as Dr. Sharma was telling, or the cancer patients we are doing. I was doing a lecture in cancer hospital last month. Of the 980 patients seen of carcinoma esophagus, only 8 were operated. That's their statistics they were presenting. 8 out of 1,000, whatever programs we are doing, we are not trying to get surgery for this patient in our state because the patients were looking for something like these. A center where they could get confidence. I can show you, I think you can see the engineers of the Tata and the Vedanta. They could get confidence that in the center I am safe. There is no definition of so-called super specialty hospital. As such, you need certain things in the mind of the people to call, in your own mind, certain facilities which you can add, which adds to the safety of the hospital, and then you can turn it as super specialty. Let's look at those. I am a small entrepreneur. I had no idea of this. I'm a busy surgeon, let me be very frank. But I knew what I'm doing, or what we are doing, is for the next 40, 50 years. But I also knew that it's going to be a big task for me. Unlike a big group which have many hospitals to back up, we have only 1 or 2 hospitals. But then, at the same time, we wanted to keep it cheap, affordable. As my previous speaker was telling, we had to treat all the patients as kings and queens, poorest of the poor and richest of the rich. So we wanted to reach to the remotest corner of the Northeast. We conceptualized. The first thing was conceptualization of super specialty. What we want. You cannot have super specialty. Vedanta is good in cardiac. This is good in GI. So like that, you cannot have the super specialty in all the departments on the same day. So we had to first develop a center of surgical excellence because we felt that either the cardiac or the surgical patients are going out of the Northeast. Then we had to decide about our land, how much is the land, and what is the proportion of the beds which we want, and how much we can have. And then the most important thing was, I am frustrated to say we did not have a good skilled manpower even today. I wish next year I get some doctors from outside because Dr. Sharma is coming from Dhaka. This is still lacking in this part. I will be very blunt and very honest with what I have faced. Right. Then Not the thinking, big thing. For a busy surgeon you're planning, or a busy doctor you're planning, you need a big team. As my previous speaker said, only one mind, one head cannot make a super specialty hospital. You need a project management consultant. A basic need, I will say, the first need is a good consultant who will good. How many consultants are there who have made super specialties in the Northeast? Any idea? You have the answer. There is not a single super specialty hospital started from the grassroots level, so you will not have even a single project management consultant in the Northeast today. So we have to look for people outside or unknown people. Sorry if I'm speaking something which is not relative. And unknown faces. We have to trust them, study them. I started going. The only good thing was I was a surgeon invited to Ames to operate, so I operated there and saw their OT. Apollo I saw the OT. I went to Italy and saw their OT and started working on the hospitals. If I have to develop a hospital, I have to take help of a consultant. First of all, I have to see all the hospitals and learn myself how to make a super specialty hospital. There was a lot of I think PMC or project management consultant has a lot of job to do. I will not go into all the details what they have to do. I think most of you, those who are in hospital business, will not understand this. But probably the site coordination was very important. We missed in certain areas, which is what I would like to share with you. My job was supposed to be joys and sorrows of making a super specialty hospital. Now, a hospital is not simply a building and the beds. It starts from excavation of the land to plumbing, firefighting, to the advanced modular operation theaters, the nurses' calls, the code blues, the doors, the seamless floors, and whatnot, and the HEPA filters, and many more things. All this, if you are really planning to have a good specialty hospital, you have to go into the details of this and understand. And let's see what we could do and what we could bring forward to other people. In this also, there are many small things like mortuary, kitchen, medical records, pharmacy, and laboratory, which were missed by my PMC, which later on we had to work on because how much are going to need. On an average, you need 10 kVA for one patient bed. If it is a 100-bedded hospital, you need 100 kVA load, and on top of that, you can add 10 kVA extra. So we planned 80-bedded, so we took about 750 kVA load. But then, taking is easy, making payment is very difficult. In the morning, we are seeing a speaker who was talking about, Dr. Ellis talked about the electrical bills, whereas Soham shopping Guwahati pays 3.5 lakhs electricity bill. My first bill was 14 lakhs and this month's bill is 10 lakhs 11,000 electrical. Are you prepared to pay that much? Would you take all these facilities or not? That you have to decide. It is too much of an expense for doctor entrepreneurs to spend so much. So you have to plan it properly. If you have planned the way we plan, 750 kVA plan, I'll tell you how it is shared. Then we have to plan. Do we have a backup DG for that or not? So now, backup not one. If you have one DG of 750 kVA, it will not take the load. It will not take the load of the whole hospital. So a backup, 2 diesel generator sets have to be there. So similarly, everything you have to plan accordingly. Of this, please remember the central air conditioning HVAC takes 43%. If today norm says a central air conditioning has to be there, you cannot have a single AC and recircle the air inside the patient. It has to be unidirectional flow. It has to be there as per the pollution norms. We went for this. I think I was the first to have a central air conditioning or HVAC, but then it takes 43%. That means if out of the 10 lakhs bill paid by you, 4,33,000 you are paying for this central air conditioning. Are you prepared for that or not? So, if we have to save some energy, we can go for energy efficient hospitals. The one which we see in airports, you can see large windows. We try to do that in some of the areas, particularly to to save our water, energy, solid. And then you can see the patient lounge, the big windows. I had to cover the windows with some films because it was so bright. So here, all the lights are off, but still the patients are sitting comfortably. But that we have to plan in the conceptualization stage. This was conceptualized, the bright main lounges. I'll come to that. The FIA are rules in Assam. We don't have any rule allowing us for free of taxation by the corporation, all these lounges. We are not charging anything for these lounges, but we do not get any allowances for that. I could get it, I will not share because it's confidential. I could get a free FIR for these spaces by putting a question in the assembly. There's a different issue, but you will not get it. And that was conceptualized, and this is what the result was on the day of inauguration. Today it is basic. Next thing is the big corridors we have to plan. All the crash carts and all the patient trolleys and ICU. The ICU patient who is in an ICU bed, this is the corridor of, I think, my theatre. So the bed has to go to the table. You cannot shift him or polytrauma patient from the bed to the crash cart and so many times there will be further injuries. So you have to plan the space accordingly. Water conservation, as much as possible, we have to reuse and recharge. The only way by which we can reuse this water is the sewage treatment plants, from where whatever water is being used, particularly the grey water from showers and also the black water from toilets, you can get a crystal clear water coming out of this. And this can be used for flushing, for gardening, for your chillers, for everywhere. So we have to know how to save this water so that the energy saving can be done. These are some of the plans, the conventional way of sewage treatments and the eco-biotech way which we install. It's a simple, small plant which is put in the basement by one particular doctor who is a doctor entrepreneur called Dr. Nayak in Bombay. He has developed this, and whole sewage treatment plant can go to the basement or can be in a small compact area, and it simply dries up every sewage and takes out 70%, 80% of the water out of it. Crystal water, you can see in a glass, it is like water. But of course we did not use it for gardening because by mistake the gardener may use it for other purpose. So we try to avoid, but it can be very well used for other purpose. I think I'm not going to the details of this. I simply say that it's a very complex system by which the sludge comes out, only about 2% of the sludge comes out. And at the same time, you can put it in the basement, you can put it outside, you can put it in the exposed area and make it look very clean, the way it has been looking done in one of the residential locality in Mumbai. And we put it in the basement, and you can see the small bags, they collect sludge, and only little amount of sludge is thrown in 7 days' time. Hardly we get a collection of sludge in 1 day. Now the next thing for a super specialty was planning the operational efficiency and technology interface. How are you going to handle the operation theatres? How it will be different from this normal theatres? How are we going to plan the ICUs and what is CSSD? For me, as a new term, medical college, I had never seen a CSSD, and now I started working, went to Tata, Calcutta, to see their CSSD, went to other hospital to see CSSD, and then started working. The first thing I worked as a surgeon was operation theatre. When I was abroad working there, I saw once the operation is over, everything is on the pendants, the table just comes out, we clean the floor, and again we bring the table in for the next operation. It takes only 5 to 10 minutes. So this was the concept in the back of my mind, and this is the concept today. The theatre, they should be, almost all the important equipment should be on the pendants, so that the floor is clean. The door should be hermetically sealed. If the pressure inside and outside is same, outside dirty, unsterile air might go in, or inside might come out. In an HRA patient, you have to have a negative. In an operation theatre, you have to have a positive pressure. All these things we have to understand if we are planning a theatre for the future. Mr. If I take long time, just stop me please. Alright? Then we had to plan the planner. The planner concept was also new. We had worked in private hospitals in medical colleges. We did not know what the planner. And then the seamless flooring. I was very much against the seamless flooring because sometimes we in stains all this flooring, but this is the future. We do not want joints. We do not want bacteria to go in the joints. So we planned this theatre. That's a view of my theatre, where we had complete wall made of metal. You can make it of various types of materials are available: aluminium, metal, and other acrylics. And then you paint it with polyurethane paint. You do not want any joints there. Similarly, the floor is also covered with similar material. The joint between the floor and the wall are seamless. There are no corners like these having the dust. The corners are all rounded, and then the booms are there, the pendants are there. Even the anesthesia machine has to go with the pendant there. And then the planum. Planum concept is the compressed air which comes to the theatre must be fresh. It should not be coming from other part of the hospital. It should be fresh. It should come at a particular speed. It should not be like a fan going to the abdomen and drying all the intestine when the abdomen is open. It has a particular speed. I will not go into the details of that. And then it should be filtered. So it comes through the HEPA filter, filtering up to 300 microns bacteria. 3 microns. Please correct me if I'm wrong. 0.03 is it, right? So 0.03 microns bacteria, and then it should be totally sterile, at least if not sterile, clean, free of bacteria. So this we have to consider. And as a stupid man, I didn't know. We ordered planum, or we ordered HEPA filter. The HEPA filter came, which did not have a central hole for the central line. So that HEPA filter, which was in the BOQ, bill of quantities, was supposed to be for the ICU, which was supposed given to me as a new man in the Northeast for my operation theatre. All money lost. We had to spend another 8 lakhs. Lessons for you, lessons for those who are planning. Great spend. And that's how a new entrepreneur is treated. I'll come to some of the things, sorry. Next thing was the planning the ICUs. We wanted an outside view, and all of the doctors, senior doctors here know about ICU psychosis. We wanted again the power columns so that all the wires should not be, there should not be a jungle of wires on the floor. We wanted a space of 150 square feet bed. It looks too much, or leaving much at 200, but at times of need, I won't show you the patient with 10 monitors and 10 doctors around it trying to save their life. 150 square feet is minimum probably, I feel. And then the negative and positive isolation I have spoken. And the Draeger gave me this concept. Of course, the Draeger gave us the central gas line. If it doesn't run, we'll go to the next. We went to Draeger. It was one of the most expensive, but one of the most wonderful things, because the gas line, the oxygen line, is the heart of the hospital. If it doesn't run, we'll go to the next. And they also conceptualized, I think this video came, the Draeger immediately when you give your concept, they send your concept to their head office, and head office sends the images and what you want, and then you can conceptualize, you can specialize what you want, and accordingly, as per your budget, you can make. This is what you will be getting. I'm sorry, there's something wrong, but any item you can have an idea. Not only this, the whole ICU, this video contains the whole conceptualization of the ICU, how many beds and how many pendants and how we are going to put the monitor. I think every doctor would like to know, or every would like to know what he is going to get in future after 4 years of spending so much of money. So it's always better to spend little bit money, or tell your company, if you are providing, give me a conceptualization in 3D, I would like to see that. So they gave us a complete view of OT 1, 2, 3, 4, and also the ICUs in a very nice way. And then we as per our budget, we place our orders. I think we may not have time to go through this, so we'll go to the next. And then we planned our ICUs at the theatres. The best thing which I did probably was, I'm not advocating anyone, was this product called Mindray. It may sound Chinese. Today there is an anti-China move. We do not want to use a lot of Chinese products, but then these are the products which are affordable and for Asian market, and they are really wonderful after using for only 1 year. Wonderful. The monitors have smaller monitors which go from the table along with the patient, and they keep the mother and baby monitor. They keep the memory of the mother monitor. So these are wonderful. We have gone for total monitor, total operation tables, and most of the operation lights, a total package in the same company. And I had no hesitation in telling that their service were at par with many Traeger, Siemens, many other companies. They really gave us money, a service worth our money or a product worth our money. And this is what we could come, a 150 square feet of space all around the bed. But maybe lying vacant, I don't mind, but when there is a serious patient, I do one life save, at least patient once is in bed. Every patient, suppose you are in a bed and on one side is an open cause and on the other side is a septic shock patient, you will also be scared, oh my God, I got infection in the ICU. So about 150 square feet of bed space is needed for an ICU. And then came the smaller things, the bedhead panels, how to do, who are the best thing, how to put the monitors in the wall and then wall panels. The CSSD, Central Sterile Supply Department, was a concept new to us because, and we took help of a German company called Tuttner, and the concept immediately we conceptualized the dirty area where the instruments or whatever dirty things will come, and then the wash, wrap and pack area where it will be washed, dried, wrapped and packed, and then it will go to the sterile area through double door sterilizers, and then it will go to the the storage area. So if you have to concept this, you have to have segregation between the wash, wrap and pack, and then the sterile zones. So the person who is dealing with the dirty area should not be going to this is the drawing of our project. And then you have to have a double door, so one door it goes in, another door it comes out. The gas management system has 4 parts: the vacuum, the air, the compressed air, the nitrous, and the oxygen. This is usually in the ground floor level, and I think I'm not going to the details of this. The equipment head service is the basement. So if you have to take the big STPs or the DG plants, these are all big. If you take it to the basement, you have to have an equipment head which is covered, and you have to take it down with the help of big machines. Today, the pollution control board probably will not allow the DGs to be taken down because it is considered a pollution hazard. In those days, I feel that the law was different, so we could do 750 kV digital generator sets at the basement. The CT and MRI, a word of caution. Are you planning to have 1 or 2? If you are planning to have what agreement you have done, I will share with you this copy. It says that we request you to kindly provide us with the work order for inspection of 50,000 rupees. So if we have not taken an AMC or CMC, a CMC cost is more than 24 lakhs in Assam. They are asking us to pay 30 lakhs per month, so we are paying about 2 to 3 lakhs in a month. If you have not taken CMC, you are likely to be dealt like this. For an engineer who is coming to inspect, there is no software problem, nothing. First you pay him 50,000 in advance, and that also has a work order. Please remember, so while doing this, I think we have enough time later on, we can talk on this. While making agreement with any radiology equipment supplier, you have to be very, very careful. What is the AMC condition, what is the CMC condition? If I don't take AMC, CMC, will I be blackmailed like this or not? I will say blackmailing. Just calling an engineer to inspect an instrument, you are asked 50,000 because you are in Assam, because you don't have an engineer will fly. Why to take such an equipment where they don't have a local service? You agree or not? The first multi-level parking we planned. Today also we are fighting with the corporation because they did not understand what it is and why. What are the laws? Because we don't have any such laws for an open multi-level care planning. But this is one way. Imagine a small hospital in Dishpur, very congested, have a little bit plot of land. They can have a ground with 7 level of parking. And this is not very expensive, but this is the future. The central cafeteria has to be planned from the day one. It needs about a minimum of 500 square feet of the space, and this is planned in the ground level. The IT, I'm not going to the details, but you have to plan, you have to be futuristic. The HVAC, I have already told about the requirement of the air conditioning, about 1 ton per square meter for, that means if you are planning a central AC for a 70,000 square foot plot of land, so we have got a 750 kVA chillers, 2, 1 main, 1 backup. Similarly, these are many small things. Now, where to place this? If you have enough space, you can place it outside. We did not have enough, so we took it to the top. When it was hospital was in the construction stage, it was easier to take it to the top. Today, if I have to change it to a higher level, I can't. From the 9th floor, it will be so difficult to take it down. Agreement signed, lessons learned. I think I'll just conclude in 3 minutes. Only after going through it thoroughly, ask for a summary, ask for who is signing the agreement. Are you authorized to sign the agreement? Have your company authorized you? Retention money clause to be seen for future, because you have paid all the amount and nothing is left and the vendor may disappear. You know your vendor, you ask his iCard, his identity, because tomorrow he will change. Just now I was talking outside, the man who was giving me HIS, Flash Healthcare, I won't mind naming. They said we have closed. Now, the person who has given me a hospital information system 8 months back is closed now. So, end of the life of the equipment. You buy an equipment, 64, so 1/5 Tesla MR, and after 6 months, they go, sir, sorry, we can't give service. We have moved on to 3 Tesla. Be careful. Ask them end of life. I was ordering a small coagulation machine yesterday. I said end of life, 2 years warranty, or extended warranty, 7 years end of life. Please write this, and then I'll take the order. All terms and conditions must be done in the day one. AMC, CMC fixed on the day one. Completion duration, funding, repayments, progress meetings, lessons learned. I think I have less time. Can I carry on or stop here? Stop. Okay. Before I conclude, I would say the best way to predict your future is to create yourself. If you make a very good hospital, very comfortable, then you'll be living in that hospital, you'll be handling your patient in that atmosphere. You can create your own hospital if you want, if you're a good entrepreneur. And then this hospital afterward will shape us. Once we shape these hospitals, they will shape your life. Thank you very much for your kind attention.